Alright, let's be honest. If skipping breakfast were a superpower, half of us would already be superheroes. Intermittent fasting has been called everything from the fountain of youth to that diet where you just don't eat. But here's the million-dollar question. Is it really the health hack doctors in 2025 are excited about? Or is it just another internet trend destined to crash like kale chips in 2017? Stay with me, because what medical experts are saying now may surprise you. Let's dive in. What intermittent fasting actually is, and why everyone's talking about it. Intermittent fasting isn't a new Silicon Valley invention. Humans have been fasting since, well, forever. Our ancestors didn't call it time-restricted eating. They just called it not catching a mammoth today. The modern spin is simple. You eat during certain windows and you don't during others. The most popular style is the 16:8 method: fast for 16 hours, eat during 8. Then there's alternate day fasting, where you eat normally one day and cut calories the next. In 2025, fasting isn't just hype. A major review in the BMJ analyzed 99 randomized trials with more than 6,500 participants. The takeaway? Intermittent fasting works about as well as traditional calorie counting for weight loss and heart health. Harvard researchers have also shown that people with metabolic syndrome often see better blood sugar and even a healthier gut microbiome when following fasting schedules. So, does this mean skipping dinner will make you live forever? Not quite, but it might make your doctor smile at your next checkup. Why doctors are cautiously excited. Experts agree on a few key benefits. First, yes, weight loss. People love intermittent fasting because you don't have to measure every bite of chicken or memorize how many almonds equal 100 calories. By eating less often, you naturally consume fewer calories. But doctors point out fasting also improves what's under the hood: metabolic health. When you fast long enough, your body flips a metabolic switch. Instead of burning sugar for fuel, you start burning fat. Johns Hopkins researchers explain that this switch can improve insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation, and maybe even give your cells a chance to repair themselves. And the benefits aren't just theory. At the Endocrine Society's 2025 conference, a clinical trial showed that people with obesity and type 2 diabetes who followed intermittent energy restriction had better blood sugar control and improved insulin sensitivity compared to those who just reduced calories daily. Imagine telling your doctor you controlled your blood sugar not by adding medication but by eating nothing. The catch: risks, limitations, and the fine print. Now here's where the experts put on their serious faces. The first caution is that most studies are short, often just a few months. We still don't know the long-term effects of fasting over years or decades. The second caution is that stricter isn't always better. A massive 8-year study following nearly 20,000 people found that those eating in very short windows, less than 8 hours a day, actually had a higher risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. Translation: if you're trying to be healthy, maybe don't squeeze all your meals into a 2-hour window like a competitive hot dog eater. Doctors also remind us that fasting isn't for everyone. Pregnant women, children, and people with a history of eating disorders should steer clear. Diabetics who take medication must be extra careful, because fasting can trigger dangerous low blood sugar episodes. The Mayo Clinic also warns of side effects like irritability, hunger, fatigue, and for women, even changes in menstrual cycles if fasting is too strict. And here's another reality check. Fasting isn't a free pass to demolish a family-sized pizza during your eating window. The quality of food still matters. Doctors often say, fasting will help you if your diet is already decent. If your diet is fries and soda, fasting just makes it fries and soda less often. Think of fasting like putting your car in the garage more often. If your engine oil is sludge, parking it won't save you. Where experts agree and where they don't. By 2025, a consensus is forming on a few things. Most doctors agree intermittent fasting is as effective as calorie restriction for weight loss in the short and medium term. It also consistently improves risk factors like insulin sensitivity and triglycerides. And perhaps most importantly, sustainability matters more than method. The best plan is the one you can actually stick with, whether that's fasting, calorie counting, or simply swapping soda for water. Where experts disagree is on the details. How short should an eating window be? Some researchers argue 10 to 12 hours is plenty, while others still test the benefits of 6 to 8 hour windows. Which type of fasting is best: alternate day, 5:2, or time-restricted eating remains unclear. And long-term safety is still a question mark. We don't yet know if fasting reduces mortality, lowers cancer risk, or affects fertility in the long run. Doctors agree we need more multi-year randomized trials before making bold promises. In other words, fasting might help you live longer, but we need more time to know for sure. And unfortunately, science doesn't run on TikTok time. How to try intermittent fasting safely. If you're thinking of trying fasting, experts suggest starting gently. Don't dive into a 16-hour fast on day 1. Instead, try a 12-hour fast. Finish dinner at 7 p.m., then don't eat until 7 a.m. Most people find this surprisingly easy, and it already eliminates late-night snacking, which doctors agree is one of the worst habits for metabolic health. From there, you can experiment with longer fasts if you feel good. But remember, fasting is only one piece of the puzzle. What you eat during eating windows is just as important. Whole foods, lean proteins, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and healthy fats maximize the benefits. Hydration is critical too. Water, tea, and black coffee are usually allowed during fasting windows, but sugary drinks defeat the purpose. And for people on medication or with chronic illness, it's always smart to check with a doctor first. The golden rule? Make it sustainable. If fasting feels like torture, it's not the right plan. Flexibility is key. Some people fast on weekdays and relax on weekends. Others eat earlier in the day, which studies suggest may be better for blood sugar. The goal is to adapt fasting to your life, not the other way around. Because if your diet plan makes you hate life, let's face it, you won't stick with it. Health isn't about suffering. It's about living longer and better. The future of fasting research. So where is this all headed? In 2025, researchers are running longer studies to finally answer the big questions. Does intermittent fasting reduce heart attacks, strokes, or cancer rates over decades? Scientists are also digging into circadian rhythm, whether eating earlier in the day is healthier than late-night feasts. Gut microbiome research is booming too, exploring how fasting reshapes the trillions of bacteria inside us. And with genetics and personalized medicine advancing, doctors predict we'll soon be able to match people with the fasting schedule that fits their unique biology. In other words, the fasting conversation is just getting started. Doctors in 2025 say intermittent fasting isn't a miracle cure or a passing fad. It's a useful tool that can support weight loss and improve metabolic health when done wisely. However, strict schedules can sometimes do more harm than good. Long-term effects are still uncertain, and fasting isn't right for everyone. The key is flexibility. Fasting should fit your lifestyle and be paired with other healthy habits like exercise, good nutrition, quality sleep, and stress management. Ultimately, fasting won't make you invincible, but practiced sensibly, it can make you healthier, more energetic, and maybe even more appreciative of your first meal of the day. And that's the real story on intermittent fasting in 2025. If this video helped cut through the noise, smash that like button, subscribe for more no-fluff health breakdowns, and drop your fasting wins or fails in the comments. I'd love to hear your story.